What's up? How you doing? Here we are, Monday evening, and overcast but very mild. Got some of this water here, Starkey spring water. Had it the other day. I highly recommend it. The only thing is that I used up all the ice earlier, and now I only have 2 pieces. So, but I'm thirsty. So I remember years ago. Oh, by the way, I got these are heavy for my slingshot. Had to change the band because the other one snapped on me. So we'll try it out. Good water. Nothing beats water when it comes to, quenching your thirst, especially water with minerals. Anyway, today I was thinking there used to be a product, I don't know if it's still around, but there used to be a product called Heet, right? Heet. And it was for sore muscles. Maybe you pulled a muscle or you slept funny, maybe you got whiplash. And it was a liquid, came in a brown jar or something like this but smaller. It was brown though, I remember, and had a twist top. Take it off, and at the bottom was like a cotton ball, and you would dip it in and put it over the muscle, and it would create a lot of heat. So one day I was messing around with it. I think I was around 12 years old, 11, 12, and my parents were not home. And the way I pulled it out in a way where it splattered into my eyes. And the pain was crazy. I mean, I couldn't, it felt like my eyeballs were on fire, like very, very intense. And so anyway, and what I did to fix that, I poured water, but every time I'd stop it, it would burn again. It was like not helping at all. It was almost like the water was activating it. So what I did is we had rooms, like a hallway, and would connect and make a loop and come back the other way. And I kept my eyes open and I ran in circles while the breeze blew into my eyes from my running, my fast running, $6 Million Man. And that worked. That worked. I did that for a long time, and then finally, my eyes cooled off. But for a minute there, it was, very intense. And it's happened before. I'll be cutting up hot peppers, get that chemical on your hand, and you forget, you rub your eye. But nothing like that. That liquid was too much. Anyway, I'm gonna try shooting one of these. I don't like shooting these in the backyard because they're steel, and they sit around. You have to go find them after. I use the clay ones because the clay ones, when they hit, they break up, and then they become, like dirt, and then they wash away when it rains, or you sweep it away or whatever. But this one here does not do that. Let's see what we can do here. Not bad. See, I'm afraid with this I can really pull back far, and I'll rip the bands, even though these are heavy duty. You know, this is not like your hand. Your hand, you know, you can only squeeze so hard, and eventually, you know, you have to stop at some point. But this one here has more leverage, and you can pull back and break the bands. Although I've broken them, you know, just using my hands, because some of them are not as good as others. Anyway, I don't like shooting these out here. I'll go to the desert and shoot these. But they penetrate. They can go through wood. Nothing beats water, like I said. If you're in the desert, water becomes more valuable than gold. Many years ago, I was hiking, and I have a bad habit of not bringing water. Very bad habit. Although I've fixed that lately, but in the past, I would go hiking for hours and not bring water. Well, one time I went hiking up Mount Wilson, and I did the whole thing, but no water. And I was thirsty like you can't imagine, like really thirsty. And I got up there and I was dry. I felt like, you know, like I was powdered human, just dry. And I was like thinking, oh man, I hope there's some water up here. Hope there's some water. Everything was shut. Everything was closed. The observatory was closed. And then in the distance, I noticed something that looked like a water fountain. And it was. I got over there, and it had a sign. It said this water fountain was dedicated or donated by, and it had the guy's name. So I drank. I must have had like, I don't know, like a gallon of water. And then when I got back home, I wrote him an email and thanked him, but no response. That guy may not be alive, but at least somebody from the Mount Wilson Observatory could have read that, and they would have said, oh, well, let me you know, say, well, we appreciate you mentioning it, and we thank you for drinking from our fountain of youth. But I didn't get anything like that, not even a hi. But anyway, I was grateful that there was water up there. I don't know, I mean, I would have maybe passed out. I don't think passed out, but I would have had a hard time. And even now, I literally have to go somewhere crazy for me to even think of bringing water. A lot of times I don't even bring it now, but I am better. Went hiking down the canyon one time with very little water. I mean, there's water along the way, but when I went down, I didn't have much. And then, you know, you don't realize how much you crave it until you're like your needle is on E. You know, because most people are used to having water throughout the day, but they don't really feel that intense thirst. They feel a little bit thirsty. I could use some water. They take a sip. They go by the bubbler, have a conversation, have a sip of water. But if you go hiking in 110 degree weather, you know, and you know, at that moment you realize that you need water. Or Gatorade. Gatorade's good. But yeah, today feels like it's gonna rain. But feels that way, but nothing's happening. Yeah, I got these slingshots here. Try shooting one of these barehanded. Got these guys on YouTube where they go hunting for squirrels and then they cook them and eat them. I don't know about that. I'd have to be really hungry to consider eating a squirrel or a raccoon. Not bad. Yeah, these have some weight. Good bands. Got the frog here. Yoga. You know what show I missed? I missed right now? A show called That's Incredible. That was a good show. John Davidson. There was a guy, Frank Tarkenton, some football guy. Guess he was big in his time. And then was it Sarah Edwards? Like that show. It had all these weird things. It was almost like it's that show that Stan Lee did there. It's like all these humans with skills that most people don't have. That's incredible. Had a guy fit in a little box, Yogi Kudu, and then he came back and they put him underneath water in a pool, a couple of weights on top. And especially in those days, there was no like a phone inside. We could say, there's water leaking in here, can you get me out? Who would know? You know, they would say, oh, his heart stopped. Well, yeah, he drowned because water came in. You know, back then they didn't have anything like that. Nowadays he'd have a little walkie-talkie and they'd say, think there's water coming in. Think I'm running out of air. Can you pull me out? Back then they just had to, you know, pay attention to the heartbeat. Had like 18 beats per month. And I think he's still around, that guy. Anyway, tonight, I know it's not Wednesday, but we're having Prince Spaghetti. We're having spaghetti tonight. So, I put the water to boil. Wow. I'll do one more. And then I will call it quits. Go and do the spaghetti. My wife's hungry. I'm hungry too. We're all hungry. Okay, we're done. Gotta go do the spaghetti, make the spaghetti.